Okay, and I'm live. Looks like I just have me. It looks like I have two viewers. Hello, whoever's out there. Whoever it was, I drove the way already. It's a couple of minutes before 9, so I'm going to wait until 9 o'clock before I actually get started. It's still a little bit before 9 o'clock. While I'm waiting for 9 o'clock, hello to those who are watching. If you can, say hi in the comments so I know who you are. Okay, it's 9 o'clock now. So, welcome to my stream. Some coding, trying to see if we can get data off the EOS blockchain. Um, like I said before in my previous stream, I'm learning this, so this isn't a tutorial. I'm going to be learning as I go, and the goal ultimately is for Upland. And I am excited because we've got some people watching live for the first time, and we've got 22 unique viewers, which, really tiny channel, but we're getting started, and that's a record for me. We've had 41 views, and 3 subscribers. So if you do like the stream, I realize we're just getting started today, but if you do like the stream, I would appreciate a subscribe. Alright, and with that, let's get into doing some actual coding. So last time I chased down this error that I'm getting from a tool that's supposed to build a wrapper for the API not working. So today I'm going to work around that. I'm actually going to be accessing a different API, and I'm not going to auto-generate the code to get to it. I'm going to circle back around later and see if I can still connect the way I was trying to do last time. But for now, I'm just going to move on, and so we can get something going. Here is, let's see, not there. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the references here, and I'm going to remove the reference that I put in there last time so that this error isn't going to happen. And we're going to access it a different way. So what I want to try and do is, after the last week's stream, I actually discovered this API. Now this, instead of connecting to the EOS blockchain directly, this is a database that has the EOS blockchain data stored. and we can query it. And so I want to try and do that and see if we can get the data that way. Okay, so and this is free as long as I don't do more than 100 coming anywhere close to 100 requests per minute. So we'll go back here and I can close this now. And I don't need that open. And I'll open the controller. So I was testing using a get my account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a built-in tool called the web client, and I'm going to use that sort of in a generic way to access this API. So we're going to create a new web client. And this is going to give me an error saying it doesn't know what that is. I assume that I need to include a yeah, here we go. I need to include system net web client. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. We're gonna have a bunch of these, so instead of doing it explicitly, I want to import this here using system net. Alright, so I imported the namespace, so now I can just refer to web client. And I grabbed a this is actually a VB code snippet, but I can translate it. Download, and I want to use download string, just like this example here. And for this purpose, I'm just going to hard code in the call to this API. This is actually a get. So and these examples are using different tools, but it still gives the address. And it's actually wanting me to use a post. I'm not sure if I can do a post with this. Let me go ahead and finish putting in this code snippet, and then I'll yeah. You know what? This is the right. Okay, so it's a It's already a bool, right? So, do something. Handle error. Okay, so that's the code snippet. And for handle error, I'm going to do if system diagnostics debugger no, not debugger, just debugger is attached, then break. So what that's telling me is if it's running in the debugger, then I'm gonna cause the debugger to break. Okay. Otherwise, throw new application exception. I'm gonna do a really generic error message since this is just a proof of concept at this point. Okay. Let's see. What are my options for client? Okay. And I do a post using web client. It's using upload data. Okay, that makes sense. So I said download string. So what I actually want to do though is upload string, and that's, yeah, gonna have an address, which is this address, and my data, which is gonna be some JSON. And for the very first version of this, I'm just going to use their example exactly, and then I'll change it to be my account. Oh yeah. This has got quotes inside of the string, so I gotta double those up so they get converted. Okay, what now? Syntax error, comma expected. Okay, it doesn't like that. I believe I can do like so. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay. What's wrong with this? You know, this is kind of a basic thing, and I'm just having a bonehead moment about how to do it. Google is your friend. Stack Exchange is also your friend. Why is it so slow? And let's run it and see what I get. Ah, yes. Can't start the class library. Gotta set this as startup project. I could just click on it, but I don't want to have to click on it every time I need to run it, since I'm almost always going to be working inside the library. Process exited with a code of 0. So that's a successful completion, and yet it didn't actually do anything. So let's go over here. Oh yes, it's not actually calling anything. That's why. All right, so we'll do. What's my class? UBDP controller. UBDP controller. And it's not, of course, not going to recognize the reference, but let's make sure. Add project reference. I didn't. I have now. And now I can go here. No, it's not liking that. Okay. UBD. Why isn't it not recognizing the namespace? Alright, what's the default namespace of this project? UBDPlib. Okay, that's what I... Maybe I have to build once. Please use language version 9 or greater. How do I change the language version? Alright, well I can change that. I can just go like this. And that does the same thing. I probably am going to have a couple more of those. Targets.net 5. It cannot be referenced by a project that targets 3.1. That makes sense. Okay, so I want to target 5 in all of these. Not accessible due to its protection level. That's a good reason that I can't access it. Alright, so I need to make this a public class. Okay, yay, we've got it all compiled now. Alright, so it accepts this. And I'm just curious, if I undo my changes here, is this going to work now that I'm targeting 5? It might. Yep, it does. Oh, good. I prefer it that way. Okay, so now that it's compiling, I want to try and run it again. Exiting without an error. Alright. Because I don't actually use it. I make one, and then I don't do a get my account. So I think it's a void right now. Yeah, later on I'm gonna have it return something, but one step at a time. Okay, it took some time, but that's because it did a call. And it looks like I got an error code, but what that means I got some JSON. Oh no, error code 0. That's good. All right, so I actually got a successful response. Here's some JSON that's got info about that account. So my next step is to change this so that it's my account. And I don't remember if I made the note of what my account is or not. I don't need that anymore. Looks like I didn't. So I'm going to go into Upland. And I'm going to blank the screen for just a minute here so that I don't show my password. And I am still here. I've got the be right back screen running just so I don't show my password. And as soon as I get past the password prompt in Upland here, I'll turn my screen back on. And it's not doing anything. Oh, it's just being really slow. That's weird. I know I'm on the internet because my live stream's working. Oh, you know what? Here, let's close that. I'm going to put the screen back on. I think it's that button. Is that right? Yep. Okay, there we go. So I forgot I actually have a link here to it. So I'm going to go to... That link's in a different account. Okay, I'm back to going to Upland. Yeah, there it goes. Alright. Blinking my screen again. Now it's loading. For some reason it wasn't loading before, but it is now. Still being slow though. Okay, I feel really bad especially if anybody's watching, to have you sitting here staring at me, staring at a blank screen. I'm going to leave that going, but I'm going to turn the screen back on. I'm going to see if I can find it. You know what? I'm just going to deal with that later. I'm going to just use their account for now. So if I go to if I go to the wax site, really, Google's being slow too? Okay, I'm actually gonna not. I'm gonna look all that up before next week. We're just gonna use this account right now. So, I've already got a JSON library added here, and so I'm just gonna do that. And I think I can just do element response equals no. We're gonna do, and I'm gonna have to add the using statement for Newtonsoft. And I may have this name wrong. Let me just go ahead and JToken, not JElement. That's what was throwing it off. And I think parse. Yeah, I'll have to rerun it. Okay, so what that should do is that'll convert this string that I have that's result, that's the JSON, into a JToken object, which is Newtonsoft parsing that JSON object into C# objects. This would be a lot easier if I could use that code to auto-generate wrappers around things, but I can't. I didn't. It didn't work. The SSL connection could not be established. See inner exception. That's weird because I was able to do it last time. Received an unexpected EOF for 0 bytes from the transport system. I seem to still be streaming. I'm getting errors saying I'm not streaming well enough. Okay, well apparently my internet is just bonehead slow tonight. Hopefully the video at least works. Upland is loaded. It took all that time, but it's there now. Oh. So now in my response here, instead of just having a big mess of JSON, I've actually got some objects here. Okay. This is still kind of rough, sort of in the JSON structure, but here I've got to do else return string empty. So string empty is the same thing as just doing double quotes, but I don't know. I just prefer to do string empty most of the time. Except this is a property, not a method. So what should happen now is I should just get the JSON dump on my console. Oh no, I won't do that because I never actually outputted it. So cancel this. I gotta go back to program and I gotta do var result equals and then console right line. Okay, now it should just dump the JSON to the console. It's going to take a moment because it takes a moment for the data to actually get retrieved. Oh, I still have breakpoints in it. Let me turn these off. And it exited. Not sure why it exited. There we go. So this account where we're using is the one that was in the demo on that site, and there's really a lot of data here. It's more than the buffer, the screen buffer can hold in the console. That's okay. Yeah. So, but we did get it to output to the console. Okay, so this is my Hello Blockchain app. Now we're going to definitely add some functionality to this and make it actually useful. But since we've got it this far and it's working, I'm going to do a couple of things. But the main thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to GitHub, and I'm going to share this code with the world. Now the world probably doesn't care about the code that exists now, but I'm hoping that as I develop it out, there will be some useful stuff. Okay, I think I should be, yeah, I'm automatically signed in. So I'm going to do start a project. Public, and it's going to be Upland Blockchain Data Project, and it says that's available. And so I still may change this later. I'm open to any ideas for something better to call this. And I'm also at some point going to be looking for a logo, but I probably should get a name before I get a logo. Alright, I'm going to add a standard getIgnore template. Yeah, there's a Visual Studio template. So GitHub is actually owned by Microsoft, so it's so they have those settings in there. I'm going to go ahead and just use GPL3 for now. I haven't thought about what license to use, but I want to go ahead and publish it, and I can come back later and change how I'm licensing it. We'll set main as the default branch. That's fine. I think I clicked on the wrong thing. Oh yeah, I don't want to go to it, I want to copy that. Alright. So then I can go to my solution here, and there should be an option to add this whole thing to Git. There's a create Git repository. That's not what I want. Alright, let me go to Git, clone repository, stream source, yeah, repos, UD. That's fine. That's a local path is fine. Yep, that's fine. Process failed to start due to internal errors. Well, that was helpful. Okay. I don't know if that worked or not. I think it did not. There. I hope I didn't just lose all the work I just did. Select folder. I don't know what's invalid about that. Oh. Oh, it worked. Oh, that's interesting. It actually downloaded the files. I'm going to delete those. Okay, I'm going to try this again. It still says the local path is not valid. Oh, that's not a correct. Make sure I have hidden files showing. Show hidden files. Don't hide anything. Don't hide extensions. Yeah, that's fine. Aha! Hidden folder. That's why I wasn't liking it. Better. Alright. And go back here. And copy that again. It's trying again. Last time I managed to download the files, but it didn't think it had cloned the repository, so not sure what's going on there. I noticed it said I had to use an empty folder, so I should probably have created the project before I started coding, but I'm going to be able to copy in the files once I get this connected. Okay, seems to be working better now. Oh, it still says process failed to start correctly. Hmm. I don't think it's about authentication, but let me go ahead and set up my GitHub account in Visual Studio anyway. I'm going to need to authenticate before I can push anything anyway. It's being really slow. Maybe my internet connection has issues again. No, that still loads. Username or email address. I don't actually remember my password. As you saw when I went to it, if this one doesn't work, I have something else I can do. Okay, so I can just do that. There we go. Wants to access your account. Yes. Is there a checkbox? Why is it not authorizing? The button is grayed out. I can cancel. Maybe it's because I backed out of that screen a couple of times. Nope, still not doing it. Okay, a bunch of false starts. I decided when I was starting this project that I was going to start from scratch and try not to prepare stuff ahead of time. Maybe that was a bad idea. So if I open the project I've been working on. I saw an object there to use an existing remote repository. So if I do that, I wonder if that'll come out a little differently. Because it's saying I'm going to immediately push my code. What's this? Commit messages required. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to push. And it wants me to sign in again. This authorize button is still not working. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to push my code today. Alright, and it's almost 10 anyway, so I think I'm just going to call it a night here. I'm going to look and see if there's any comments or questions before I wrap up, and I don't see any. So thank you to those who started out with me, and I'm sorry you didn't make it to the end. I know it's not very exciting encountering issues, but you know, if you're going to program, that's running into issues and then fixing them. Alright.